Affordability. It's in my head right now. So who is selling in today's market? That's a huge question. Are the people that bought during COVID selling? Now, why would you sell a house that you're paying $1,500 a month on for mortgage? If you have a mortgage that's 2.5%, 3%, why would you sell? Even if it's not the perfect house, you have no motivation to go and pay 7%. It's actually 6% now, but we'll get into that today. But who is selling in today's market? That's great. Let's take a look at this. Who is selling? I love this picture. This is from Ryan Lundquist. He's my real estate muse. He's up in Sacramento. He's an appraiser and he has some great information, great stats. So all this information comes from Sacramento. And I take some of this information and relay it over to Santa Clara County and then 12 Bay Area counties so that we have real numbers here instead of up there. Anyway, our current listings mostly from people who bought over the past years. No, but a solid chunk of it is. 18% of the listings represent homes that were previously purchased between 20 and 2024. It's not a huge chunk, but it's decent, right? Are owners with low rates holding onto their homes? Yes, absolutely. Why would they sell and put themselves into financial pain buying another house right now? If they have a 3-bedroom and they need a 4-bedroom, or they moved, or they have moved jobs and they need to go somewhere closer to their work, it doesn't make financial sense. It's easier for you just to commute. And if you commute either from Morgan Hill, San Jose, or even Los Gatos up to Palo Alto or Mountain View, you see the pain of going up there every day. It's true. So do sellers have massive equity? Yes, absolutely. There are, and we talk about this all the time, we have homes that are selling short sale and bank owned. We just don't have a huge chunk of it. We have maybe 1 or 2% of the inventory right now is bank owned. I mean, on Wednesdays, we look at all the bank owned properties all over California, all the way down to the Bay Area. So our current listings, mostly properties purchased long ago. Yeah, over 50%. This is, again, Sacramento, but the numbers are relative, right? They're going to be pretty close to each other. Most of these homes have been owned for over 20 years. A majority of the sellers that are selling today are selling basic homes, right? It's not what buyers want, though. Buyers want turnkey, fully reconditioned homes with air conditioning, stuff that they don't have to work on. Some people will. For the most part, people don't want to work on homes. They don't want to take on other people's projects. Other people's projects means I have to redo the kitchen. I have to put a new roof on. I have to redo the pool. I have to put air conditioning into a 60-year-old house. It just doesn't make sense for me to do that when I can buy the same house somewhere else. Okay, so just think about it from this point of view, right? From a buyer's point of view, if I have a house that looks brand new and it's a little bit more, maybe even $100,000 or $200,000 more, would I be willing to pay that if I was in the market right now versus a house that's $200,000 less? An agent doesn't want to sell an overpriced house. It's a waste of time for them. It's a waste of energy for them because they know buyers come into a house and they look and they say, yes, this is a nice house. I will pay for it because all the other houses look the same. They're in the same condition and they're in the same price range. If you have a house that needs work, is overpriced for the location, it's going to sit. And then the seller's going to think that the agent's an idiot. It just happens that way. That's just the way it is. So if your house is in original condition, price it accordingly. Today's episode is brought to you by the Home Inspection Checklist. If you haven't done it, drop it down right now. I just sent it off to somebody yesterday up in Hayward. They are going to sell their house and they have some things that they want to take a look at and fix before we bring in an inspector. You know, carpet, walls, chips, cracks, dents, things like that. There's a dishwasher that needs to be repaired or replaced. Little things, right? But the little things are going to matter for you. When a buyer comes in and they see a crack or a dent or a scratch or dingy walls or stains on carpet, they're going to think, there's something wrong with this house. There's more deferred maintenance with this house. So download this, get it done today. Rates are down below 6%. Well, not technically. The quoted rates are 6.42 for a 30-year jumbo. It's down 0.05%. And yeah, look, a software arm could be 582, a 15-year fix, which is a little more expensive. Even a 30-year fix is 6.49. But look, let's take a look at here. The average price of a house in Santa Clara County is 2.4 inch down payment of $483,000, right? You can go all the way down to 3% or 5% on a conventional if your income qualifies, right? Mutual of Omaha, 5.952. Farmers Bank of Kansas, 5.975. They're not looking at you as the borrower. If this was your perfect candidate, you have no blemishes, you have great income, you have plenty of down payment, we're going to let you pay a point to drop it down to 5.97. It's actually 5.875. That's awesome. We're below 6%, guys. Buyers should be coming out in droves. There's no reason for people to not come out right now, except for the affordability. So my choices are list it low, bring in the buyers, get it sold, or list it high and watch people come through and tell you, oh, it's not what we're looking for whatever reason. Okay. What you get for $2 million in Santa Clara County. This is in Santa Clara City. So it's a little closer to the epicenter, which is Palo Alto of our market. Baldwin Drive, not my listing, $2 million, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,300 square feet, built in 1958. And if you're wondering where it is, it's right here. It's north of 280, west of Lawrence Expressway. Let's take a look inside. This is brand new on the market. It's on an inside corner, meaning your backyard is a huge pie, which is great because the way this thing's set up, it's awesome. And believe me, when I tell you that $2 million for this house is a good deal, it's a good deal because houses over here are selling for $3 million all fixed up. So buy the house, fix it up. Your house is worth 2.7 to $3 million, right? Everything in here is original, cleaned out and original, right? They didn't even bother staging it because they know what the value is. They underpriced it. They're going to bring in the buyers and they're going to get it sold in 6 days. So what can you do with a $2 million house? Well, you can knock it down and put a McMansion on it. You could spend $200,000, fix it up and live in it. Because look, this house, there's a lot of deferred maintenance in it. Remember what I told you? It's a pie-shaped lot. It's big, huge backyard. This is a huge value for anybody. This house is going to sell super quick. And it doesn't matter what the condition is because the price, it got priced below where the market is. So I'm going to tell you what you get for $1 million in Santa Clara County, Silicon Valley. Autumnvale, not my listing, $1 million. List price decrease. We're going to see how many days on market. 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. Oh, this is an attached house too. Wow. This isn't even a good buy, I'll tell you right now. This is by Montague Expressway in 680. It's been on market 20 days. This thing's probably worth 800,000 or 900,000, maybe. Let's take a look inside. Yeah, you need new floors, new walls, new kitchen. Well, the kitchen looks okay, but that outside, man, that thing is deplorable. Yikes. Well, yeah, you can tell that the agent did their own photos. Probably said, hey, look, if this thing's going to sell, it's going to sell for whatever, but let's just get this thing on the market because, yeah. I wouldn't buy this thing. I'm not a fan of attached. Developers do this so they can cram more houses into the land that they buy. And the cities and counties want it because they can put more APNs, meaning they can charge more property tax. But for the buyer, the owner, I don't think it's a great thing. It doesn't even have air conditioning. If you're going to price out a house, make sure you look at the air conditioning, make sure it works, make sure it looks good, make sure you have it because buyers expect it. Today, people are expecting air conditioning. I get this all the time. Well, I've never had air conditioning, lived here for 30 years. I don't need to have air conditioning. Doesn't matter. It's not what you want, it's what the buyers want. If you want a sellable product, you have to have air conditioning inside that house because it's an added cost. You're looking at 7 to 10 grand just to put in air conditioning. And then you have to have the ducts redone. And then on top of that, this is a 52-year-old house that has been maintained outside and it's for $1 million. People aren't going to buy it. This thing was originally listed at $1.5 million. I would not have listed it unless it was $800,000. I would have quick sold that thing. Existing home sales are out for Fred. This is across the United States. We have 4.6 months of inventory right now, which leads us into a great segue. That's these big, huge blue lines right now. We're at 4.6. If you look at the numbers right now, this is 4.6 July. So we're seeing the numbers come out. And unfortunately, the US numbers come out a month late. Napa is going up in inventory, but everything else is pretty much staying down except for Marin. We're at 3 months of inventory and everything else is pretty nominal. And then look at the active number of homes for sale versus the months of inventory. And it's nothing for Santa Clara County, right? We're nowhere near it. And these are the cities breakdown and everything's coming down. Even this is San Martin. All right. So what does that mean? Inventory is dwindling. Buyers are coming out. We're going to start seeing more competition. We're going to start seeing more people at open house, we're going to start seeing more buyers come out of the woodwork, and we're going to see more volume of sales come in because we're at the parity of where buyers are happy and sellers are selling their house. When rates are down below 6%, a happy medium, our happy range is 5.5% to 6% for home buyers. We're right exactly where we are. And will rates come down lower when the FOMC testifies at the end of September? We don't know. The assumption is that we're going to see rates come down a little bit more. So that's where we are. Hope that makes sense. I think this is a good time to get your house on the market. I have one coming up next week. On the 12th, we'll be having open houses. I have one up in Hayward, and I have a couple more coming around too. So this is the time. It's been a slow summer. I pushed people off. I've kind of advised them to wait until September. Now we're seeing rates come down. I'm excited to see what happens, and stay tuned.